Hey y'all, what's going on? What's happening on your Sunday? How you doing? I hope everybody is all right. What's going on, y'all? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday evening for those of you all who are joining. We're gonna have a little conversation tonight because um, it's late in the evening. It's about 8 o'clock, and I want to make sure that I do some pretty cool things. And that's, first of all, let's go over um, what's happening over here in my neck of the woods. First of all, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you guys. This is first of all, um, oh, child, I'm texting and talking and stuff. Listen, let me tell y'all. Hey, look at y'all coming on up in here. Welcome, welcome. So, guys, if I don't see your communication or your comments, sometimes because I'm on multiple platforms at the same time, I don't see it. So, charge it to my head and to the technology and not my heart. But welcome to everybody that is coming into the broadcast. I want to go outside. I want to sit on my porch for a little while, and I want to talk with you guys about something that happened yesterday, and it is paramount that I share my truth. So I need you guys to bear with me. First of all, I was at the flea market today making money, okay, because that's what we do. We try to find different ways to generate revenue, and we do. So we were at our Brownstone Living and Essentials building, and we were selling home items and household items and things of that nature because we're trying to clear out the building for something better. Okay, bath time. Go, go, go. Go ahead. Thank you. Because she hears me on this thing, and honey, she goes, wow. She's like, oh, okay. So y'all, I got some organic stevia. This is for my coffee. And I bought some daily energy support coffee with superfoods like maca, guarana, cordyceps, and shashandra. And there you go. I got that at the flea market. You will be surprised at the stuff that you'll be able to find at a flea market that you can get at other places, but you can just get them discounted here. So like this is golden turmeric wrapped cashews. This is by Karma. So there's a where we are, people come all the time and get their little stuff. And so I even have like, did y'all know that Blue Diamond almonds actually make crackers out of their almonds? I ain't know it either, y'all. Hey, Joe, how are you? Y'all, I want y'all to hear this. And for that, I'm going to step outside because I need you all to hear this story. Because it touched me to my core to the point where I had to sit down and catch my breath. And maybe what I'm getting ready to talk to you guys about is going to bless somebody. So if you guys follow my reels, or if you've seen them over the past couple of days, you will notice yesterday that, what is this? What is this? Clusters, tropical clusters. Oh my God, what is this? It is almonds, pineapple, and I think this is seaweed. Okay. But listen, that's not what we hear about. Let's go outside. I'm going to go sit outside for a little while. Y'all come with me. And we're going to have a conversation. Listen. Let me tell you why this conversation is so important. Because hang on, y'all. Let's step outside. Now it might get dark. Okay? It might get dark, but I need y'all to hear this. Y'all ready? I'm gonna step outside. Cause I love my little porch. Y'all see my little bench. Ain't she cute? Let me see. Can y'all see that? There's my little bench. I'm getting ready to sit. Yes, it's painted. We painted it with butterflies and fake grass and all of that stuff. So let me set my tripod up so we can set a spell and have this conversation. See, this is what happens when your son messes with your tripod, and I could cuss him out right now. But actually, this story is about our experience yesterday and how important it is for parents to be a part of their children's lives. And not so much just parents, but grown folks. Oh, cancel. Okay. Y'all probably like, why you ain't do that before you went live, girl? Because you doing too much. Oh, there we go. There she go. All right. Let me put y'all over here in this corner where I like for y'all to be when I'm live. All right. Here we go. All right. Yes. So first of all, happy Sunday. I was gonna cook this evening, and then I realized that the truth be told, I didn't want to. So I didn't. Right? So I decided to I'm going to repot some flowers that I purchased, and I'm going to be sharing how I did that on my reels. But that's not why I'm out here. I want to talk about change. Let's talk about that. First of all, we talk about that a lot on KCCR. We're talking about that a lot in our personal lives and what that entails. So ultimately, at the end of the day, let me tell you this story. Are you ready? Let's go. So, if any of you all watch my reels, you might have seen yesterday where I, well, the past couple of days where Facebook actually paid us early. And so I paid KJ early. This was actually the largest payout that we have had working on Facebook Reels. And I know that I have talked to you guys about that. And basically, Facebook Reels is their bonus program, not Reels, because anybody can have Reels, right? But the bonus program is where you get this invite. Hi, Donald. How are you? The bonus program is where you are able to generate revenue from your Reels. And so when I got the invite, I said to KJ and to Lily, my college student, I said, hey, let's work on this together. And if it makes any money, then of course, with you participating, then I'll be able to give you, additional, funds. Now, let's be clear, because I have Brownstone Worldwide, my kids were making money anyway. This would have been in addition to what they were already making because they were making a wage working for Brownstone Worldwide, keeping up the content, going out to the store, helping to set up those kinds of things, right? But if we had a slow day, they had to eat that slow day with the rest of us, right? This was different yesterday. Let me tell you what happened. So I paid KJ. And like I said, this was the largest payout that I've had with the program since I've been in it. Literally, to the point where I was like, oh, I could literally do this every month until, the program runs out because it's supposed to only be for a year. I don't think that they're going to get rid of the program. But if they do, we're already prepared. We already know it's a temporary thing. So I take KJ to Hibbett Sports yesterday. He got paid, right? I'm going to let the young man buy his own shoes, buy himself something nice that he wanted. And we did that. So I officially bought myself some shoes, y'all. I never buy myself shoes. Ever, ever, ever. It's always about what does the house need. Y'all know as parents and as providers of your household, you want to make sure your household is running. So you may, kind of fall back when it comes to giving yourself anything. I'm going somewhere, so follow me on this part, okay? Because this is going to hit home for some of y'all. So KJ bought, and I'm gonna tell the price. KJ bought a Nike ensemble. It was very cute. It was these little smiley faces that were actually Nike signs. It was cute, super cute. He bought a little outfit, and he bought I think they were called the ASC 3s or whatever they are. But anyway, it came to yeah, it was up there. I didn't realize that Nike clothes could be so expensive. My God. But then not only that, I bought my grandson a pair of tennis shoes, and I bought myself 3 pair of tennis shoes, and then I bought Amina 2 pair because y'all know that you see Minnie Mouse on on some of my broadcasts and on the reels as well too. So she's working just like everybody else working, right? And so, she wanted the shoes, we got them. And I figured that, once a month when the money comes, we'll do something, and then we'll put the rest away. That's been the rule, because you never know what's going to happen, right? So I decided that after that, let's go grab some dinner. I wasn't going to cook because we had been at the flea market all day. I'm tired. I don't want to do that, right? And I checked on the radio station. Everything was running the way that it was supposed to. All the programming is done the way that it's supposed to. And my teammates and I, we didn't even have any meetings this weekend, so we were good. We come home. Listen to what happens. We come home, and KJ begins to complain about. So we're in the car. So this is when it starts. We're in the car, and he starts looking super sad. Now, y'all, if you just spent as much as he did on an outfit and a pair of shoes for yourself because you earned it, you would think that you would be excited. He was down in the dumps. He was really down. I couldn't figure it out. I was like, well, what's wrong with you? He was like, nothing. He was like, it don't even matter. I was like, what doesn't matter? What's going on? I'm driving. I'm trying to figure out what's going on, because you always want everybody to be around you, especially when you're a mom, to be okay. That's just who we are. Oh, no, not him. So we get to the house, and all of a sudden, not only is he in a bad mood, but he decides that his knee hurts, and he wants me to, mother, can you see what's wrong with my knee? Can we do this, XYZ? So now he's he runs track, and he did injure himself, at the beginning of the track season. And so I thought, oh, okay. But this one was just like, he had been running, like he's been practicing in front of the house. And when we go to the gym, he'll run on the treadmill and all of this. He hadn't ever said anything about being, I'm gonna turn my porch light on. He had not said anything about being, he had not said anything about being injured, or he was in pain or anything like that. So I thought he was okay. I thought everything was fine. No. So he's getting more and more down. Now, mind you, we done brought all the stuff in the house. We trying to box stuff up. I, screenshot, the shoes to my daughter so she can see what I bought for my grandson, and I'm going to ship it to her tomorrow, so forth and so on, right? He comes out the bathroom downstairs here, and his entire demeanor is off. And I'm like, well, KJ, honey, what's wrong? What's the matter? And then it hit me. Because he keeps talking about what it was like when we were living in Arkansas, and how when he was a child, how he was teased about the clothes that he wore. So y'all, backstory. I was a graduate student. I was working towards my my MBA, and I was also working towards my doctoral program. So it was literally MBA and then my doctorate. So it was like 5-6 years of just go 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 about me being in school. And so during that time, I didn't have a lot of money to spend on clothes or whatever. So we did a lot of Goodwill shopping, a lot of secondhand shopping, stuff like that. And I was doing it by myself because nobody was paying child support. So I was living off of student loans, and I was determined to change my life because I was tired. So there's my truth. I was tired. And I knew that the only person that could change my life was me. So I did what I had to do. What is this on the side of my house? What is that? Oh, that's bird poo. I'm gonna have to get the hose and get that down. Okay, so um I'm doing everything that I can to keep my family together. Y'all, it had got so bad. This is how I know a lot of the stuff that I do. It got so bad when I was in my last 2 years, when I was, getting ready to defend my dissertation. It had gotten so bad that I was going to churches to feed the kids. But I knew that if I could get to the other side, we were going to be okay, right? There was no safety net for me and my children. It was just me and the kids. And I was dealing with that and trying to keep my emotions above me so that they wouldn't see that, things were, kind of rocky, and so thank you for that. Thank you for that. I appreciate that, because y'all, this is taking a lot for me to do this, but y'all need to hear this, and I'm gonna tell you why you need to hear this. You need to hear this because this is gonna hopefully give somebody some encouragement. And so I was doing all I could. So finally, I graduated, did all I had to do, so I could put all them letters behind my name. Stupid, but I wanted to do it, and so um, I moved out here to Atlanta by myself and rented a room and left the children in the house with their older sister. She was an adult at the time. So I have two adult children, two minor children. Thank you, Donald. I appreciate that. And so I had the two minor children, that was KJ and Lily, and I had Tamika and Imani. Now Tamika's my oldest child. She lives in Milwaukee with her fiance. She's getting ready to get married, and she has a son and two beautiful stepchildren. And she is doing really well. Been at her the company she's been with for a while, and she does her little side hustle. She makes candles. I wonder, where did my children get that from? Then I have Imani. Imani is my second oldest, and she has Amina. And she decided to move here to Atlanta with us rather than stay where she was. And so we were here for 2 years, and then she caught up with us. And so her dad and I went to Arkansas to pick her up. So all of that aside, I do recall the struggle that we had as a family, trying to make sure that there was enough food to eat, trying to make sure that we kept a roof over our heads while I was finishing school. And it was hard. It was hard because the only work I could get was, part-time teaching at the local college. And that was rare, as not even really an adjunct, but I say that, but it wasn't even that. So it was basically, I was a holder until they could get who they needed, because I didn't have no tenure nowhere. Well, anyway, all of that aside, um, we move out here, and I got the job where I'm working at now. So I have a sense of loyalty to that company because I came out here to work in radio. I had several job interviews with some of the big players, and they played. I was like, well, this isn't going to work because y'all want me to be air personality and y'all want me to sell. Which one is it? Which you know what I mean? So I had to make a decision, and I said, well, no, I'm going to find something else to do. Um, and so I did. And so I found this company that I work for now, and worked my way around, and kind of like where I'm ending up in the team that I'm on too, because my teammates are amazing. So anyway, all of that aside, we're doing much better. It's been a total 360, but I had to make a decision that nothing was going to stop me from changing my life. Nothing was going to stop me from making life better, especially, and here's the hard part, especially for the babies, for KJ and for Lily, because they had seen so much and they had experienced so much. And it was, to my chagrin, I'll say this, it was my fault. Okay. Now, as a woman and as a parent, I admit that what they were dealing with had everything to do with me. Not the fact that their dads weren't around, right? They had a mother. They had someone that was there, that was helping to take care of everything. And I wasn't doing a really good job at it because I was trying to finish school, because I knew in my mind, if I keep my focus, if I keep my blinders on, I'm going to get to the other side and I will be able to do what I need to do, and that's to provide for the kids. So we get out here, and I had an apartment. I moved them into an apartment first. I rented that room even while I was working at the company that I'm at now. I rented a room. I was Ubering back and forth because my car had died. It was a hot mess, but I was determined. I was like, no, I got to change my life. I'm going to change my life. My life is already changed. I am going to make this work, because my children were looking at me. Even my adult children were looking at me. And And how dare I not try to put my best foot forward so that they could see if they're ever in a pickle, they'll be resourceful enough to do what they need to do. So, rewind. We went yesterday. No, Thursday. Was it Thursday? Well, whenever it was. Facebook paid us early. I paid KJ. And it was so exciting because the more money I make, the more money he gonna make, the more money Lily's gonna make, the more money that I'll be able to, put aside for rainy days and to pay for things or to pay off things, right? Because that's the whole thing, and to even build and put back into the business, which is really my biggest excitement and of being a part of the Reels program is I have the money to do it. I'm just researching to make sure it's exactly what I want to do in terms of the products and services that we'll be offering. Okay, cool. So the little outfit that he had, y'all, it was so cute. It fits him perfectly. And y'all, he walked around the store for 2 hours. I think he was nervous. Listen very closely to this because some of you all may be able to understand where I'm going with this. So he was nervous and I could tell. And I kept telling him, I said, KJ, come here. And I said, are you okay? He was like, yeah, trying to look down. I said, well, pick what you want. Pick what you want. KJ, are you okay? Yes, ma'am. You know how he does. If anybody knows my son, yes, ma'am. So me and Amina, we had already picked out our stuff, honey. I done checked out everything. We just waiting on him. And now let me be clear. The 3 pairs of shoes I bought, just because I had the money does not mean I'm going to pay full price. Hello? Everything was on sale. I believe in the power of a sale. Okay. So KJ didn't want to do that. He wanted what he wanted. Okay. That part. Come on. Come on. You're going to make me cry. Today is not the day, girl. You are not going to make me cry. But he was so nervous. And I said, well, KJ, if that's the outfit that you want, get it. I mean, if you want it, get it. He finally picked the outfit that he wanted. Y'all, it was like almost $200 for the jacket and it was almost $200 for the pants. And the shoes were like $180. But he had it because I had just paid it. So he checks out. We check out, or he checks out because he has his own debit card, and that's what I put his stuff on. So I let him, check out, and we get home, and then that's when all of a sudden everything is wrong. He starts bringing up the yesterdays that I was just telling y'all about. You know what I'm saying? And my heart ached for him because I couldn't figure out what it was until he walked out the bathroom and it hit me. It was almost as if God was talking to me and saying, stop him right now. And I looked at him and he looked at me and I was like, KJ, what is wrong? Why are you so down in the dumps? What's happening? What's going on? I said, baby, you should be excited. You got paid. You earned this and you bought what you wanted. This is amazing what you've done, son. And I said, I know what it is. And my son cried in my arms, put his head right here. And I said, it's over. It's over. We are on the other side. It's over. You don't have to live like that anymore. We don't have to live like that anymore. You are no longer on that side of the fence. Are you hearing me, son? And I said, come here. I said, let's get ready to walk in what is already yours. I said, take your shorts off and take that shirt off. And I want you to put that outfit on right now. Mother, I said, do it. Just do it. He puts the pants on. He puts the jacket on. I said, now go put those shoes on that you just bought yourself. I said, go ahead, put them on. And he said, are you sure? Yes, put it on. And I said, what you have to understand is that you will never be able to accept the reality of where you are until you begin to wear it, walk in it, believe it, breathe it, accept it, because we are no longer where you are saying we were. There's no reason for you to be down. There's no reason for you to be broke down and depressed. There's no reason for it. We're over here now. We're over here. You made it to the other side. We have made it to the other side. The struggles that we went through when we were living in Arkansas, y'all, it's been 7 years now. What I am trying to tell you guys is that each one of us is like a computer program. Listen very closely to this. When I was a senior systems engineer, girl, I've done a lot, okay? Don't hold it against me. So when I was a senior systems engineer, fresh out of college with my bachelor's degree, thought I had it going on. I worked in an IT area called the NOC. And one of the things that we had to do as programmers was we had to program um, what we called the switches for cell phone towers, right? Sometimes when you prepared the switches for new numbers, MPA NXSs, the system wouldn't take it and it would crash and it would revert back to what it recognized, and that was the old program. Does that make sense? Okay. So the system would crash whenever we would install or reprogram the numbers in. And the MPA NXX are your area code and the first three numbers of a phone number. So whenever we would program it in, it would crash. Whenever you program it in, it would crash. And so we had to figure out different ways in which to get the computer system to recognize that a new program had been introduced into its CPU, right? So it couldn't function on the old program anymore, but it was trying to. And every time that it was trying to, what it was doing was it was knocking out the new program, right? And that's what KJ was doing last night. We all do it. We get so used to the levels of experience that we've been doing for years and years, whether it's dysfunction, whether it's habit, whether you're safe because you know that this is taken care of, but you know in your heart that something is different, that you should be doing something different, that you should be living a different way, a different life. And a lot of times, just like a computer, when it is time to upgrade, sometimes we don't realize that we're still trying to live in our yesterday. Our bodies do not know how to function in the newness of what is right now on the other side. And that's what my son was experiencing last night. He didn't know how to fight or thwart off the thoughts of yesterday, the thoughts of I'm not enough, I'm inadequate, I'm this, I'm that, until I told him, we are no longer there. You are okay. We're on the other side. You're going to be okay. And what I'm here to tell you, those of you all who are listening to the sound of my voice on my porch in the middle of the night, it is 8:44, is that when you introduce yourself to a new life, you must give yourself time to acclimate. I thought that moving back to Atlanta, I thought purchasing the home, I thought helping them to live. We live in a nice neighborhood. He goes to the good school in the community. But I thought those things would help him to, and to see that things were different. But I had never considered that this wasn't, right? And that's the key, is if the mind did not follow where the body went, you're going to always be in yesterday in your head. And when you're always working on yesterday, you can't focus on tomorrow or even the right now. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, that's all we have is right now. And I know that some of you guys might be like, why is she even bringing this up? Because some of y'all dealing with it right now. Some of y'all dealing with it right now. Somebody's kind to you, somebody's nice to you, you're making more money, you're doing different things, you're doing exactly what you wanted to do, and somehow you always slip back to the old you. That's because you have not realized that you have officially crossed over to the other side. And you keep trying to go back. That's like Lot's wife, ain't it? And then what happened to Lot's wife? She kept looking back, and guess what happened to her? She turned into a pillar of salt. She stood still. Sound familiar? That's what my son was doing yesterday. That bad feeling that he carried with him he doesn't have to feel that anymore. He was saying how that, he could think back to when he was being teased because, the shoes that he had on wasn't what I could only purchase, and he was only wearing what I could afford, and that was probably a Walmart or a Payless brand. His shoes lit up. Everybody else was wearing Nikes, and he hasn't forgotten that. But I wanted him to know when he put that outfit on, he didn't have to, but when he put that outfit on and he put those shoes on, that was a representation of we are no longer over here. We are over there. And just like Delight just said, KJ better walk in his abundance. No limiting thoughts, young king. And that's what I had to tell him was that your computer program has just gotten an upgrade. Now he understood that. And sometimes when the computer does not understand the new command, it will try to, I was driving reference. You can't go forward if you're constant. There you go. I use driving reference. Yep. You can't go forward if you're constantly looking in the rearview mirror. No, you can't. You absolutely cannot. Absolutely not. And so I'm here to tell you that I think that there is still a lot of work that needs to be done in terms of getting my son's head in the right place where he needs to go for himself, and that'll really be up to him. I'm just here to guide as a parent because he's 15 and he's old enough to make some decisions for himself with me guiding him in the right way. He's a good boy, good young man, let me say that. And so I said all of that to say that I also explained to him that we know too much now to ever be in the situation that we were before. That's how come I have the multiple streams, because you never know when something is going to fall by the wayside. So I don't depend on just one thing. And I always know where to go and be resourceful for food, for couponing, for, keeping my cell phone bill low, all of that. You know what I mean? So it is a it was an interesting experience. For the very first time, I was able to explain to him from a metaphysical perspective, spiritual perspective, whichever way that anybody wants to look at it, and say to him, you are no longer there. We are over here. And let me also be clear on one thing. The situation with Facebook Reels, when you look at it, it looks like it's all about the money. It's not. It is not. It is bigger than that. Because if you're looking at what is happening with Facebook Reels, it has allowed me to be open to other people meeting me that would normally not have. I would only be connected to family and friends that wanted to connect with me. Now, anyone that wants to follow me can. How does that help me? It allows me to be able to introduce my products, my services, who I am, my talents, my skills, all of that to people who may not know me, but who may be interested in purchasing the spices, listening to the radio station, purchasing something from mybrownstoneliving.com, right? And so, like I told KJ, that impacts him because he helps with all of that. Why wouldn't he be, why wouldn't he be paid? He absolutely would be. And he has been since the beginning. Even when we first started selling on it was one of the things that um we hey honey, what'd you say?
Are you in the middle of something right now?
I'm live, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just had a nosebleed, so I'm just gonna go home.
What
I had a nosebleed. It's not good.
is it bad?
It was bad. It was like dripping on the floor, but I cleaned myself up and it's done now. So
Okay, so I know when you get home next weekend what we need to do. You need to sign register for your regular exam. Go ahead and make an appointment now in the morning, so when you get here we can get you over to the doctor so you can get your
uh,
exams.
you talking about like just a physical?
Yeah. And then while you're there, you can explain what's happening. But it could be that the weather is changing and stuff. So don't sweat that.
Yeah, I'm not really sweating it. It's the weather changing. It was like really cold, really windy for a couple days, and then allergy season, and then I've been kind of using my voice, so that could have just been it. And I've
Yeah.
been hoarse for the past couple of days,
Okay.
but I did take a COVID test. I had negative,
Good.
so I ain't gonna worry about it too much. And it could also just been stress, but I doubt it because I feel fine.
Well, just get you some water. Put you a couple of cups of water in your room and
Yes, ma'am.
leave them up. But I'll call you back.
Yes, ma'am. I'll see you later.
All right, bye.
Fine.
That's the college kid. I know I'm ready for her to come home. So we're supposed to be going to go pick her up next week. And this is going to make it even better, even though I know she wants to work a full-time job and she should. She's 19, you know. But I'm saying, getting back to what we were talking about, was the fact that we have to learn how to make decisions for ourselves so that we are able to say where we want our life to go. Life doesn't just happen, folks, contrary to what people want you to believe, right? So I always ask my children one thing: is that what you believe? Then that is what you will have. The same holds true for everybody that is listening to the sound of my voice and who will be watching the replay. Is that what you believe? If that is what you believe, then that is what you will have. But I want my son to know that we are no longer on that side of the fence. That's gone. The people that were living that existence and that experience, they've already passed away. We are in a new experience. We are living in abundance. We are living on another side of the mountain, if you will. You ever heard that song? I'm coming up on the rough side of the mountain. I'm doing the best to make it in. Okay, I'm showing my age, ain't I? Well, anyway, all of that aside, I needed to really impress upon my son that the feelings that he was having was a glitch in the matrix. It was a right? And he needs to learn how to recognize when that happens. When do you know that you are in the middle of a glitch in your matrix? This is how you will know. You have been asking for change, and change shows up. But sometimes change doesn't show up in the way that we think that it should. We think that it should happen XYZ way, right? Well, no. If you are asking for a new opportunity to make more money, don't be surprised if the company that you're working for, it begins to dissipate before your very eyes, or your opportunities there dry up. Let's say, for instance, you're looking to purchase a new home. Don't be surprised if where you are currently living, all hell freaking breaks loose, right? So get used to that. Whenever there is controversy and adversity in my life, and something is not quite feeling right, the first thing that I stop and do is get in my car. True story. I get in my car and I will drive and I will say, "What did you ask for?" I always do that because I learned that whatever I spoke about is coming. So you got to be careful what you ask for, right? Because you're asking for a new program. You're asking for a new platform to show up in your life. And when it comes, don't flip out. Don't try to hold on to what you said you wanted to change because you thought it was going to go another way, right? Now, I'm going to tell you something else that happens when we start to ask for different things. When we begin to pray, when we begin to meditate, when we begin to ask God for different things in our lives, the one thing that starts to happen is where we currently are begins to shake up. Some people say, "Oh, well, that's the devil, that's this." Sometimes that's just a realignment. Sometimes that is an adjustment. And we need to find out what it is that we asked for. That's why you got to be so careful when you open your mouth and you say things. You must be careful because if you are not careful, you will call into existence a hot mess for yourself and you didn't even know that it was you that did it. Now let's talk about that. When I say you speak, sometimes you don't have to say a word. You ever heard the old folks say, the spirit knows, even if you're not able to speak. Let me tell you what they're talking about. Your vibration. God does not need your words. All he needs is your vibration. How you feel, what you think. He don't need your words. He just needs to know the vibration. Are you aligned? Are you aligned with what you were asking for? Right? He trying to get it to you. This is the simplest way I know to say it. And then when it shows up, the first thing that we do is we flip out. No, I don't want it. This is that and the third, and we flipping out. That's what he did. He flipped out. And once I recognized what it was, I was able to stop it and help him to understand exactly what he was experiencing. And I'm saying to everybody who's listening to the sound of my voice and the replay that that is what happens when you are um, let me see, somebody else's, okay. So when you are, somebody's texting me right now, watching the live. Okay, well, I appreciate that. Thank you. Um, that's what happens when you begin to ask, it will show up. So always be careful what you ask for, even when it pertains to other people, because whatever you put out is what you get back, right? So be very careful with that as well. Be good to people, be kind, even when it seems like it is the most crazy, the craziest thing that you could do because they weren't so kind to you. You know what I mean? But it's always about making sure that you understand that life is ongoing. That's what I've learned in my personal experience. Life is ongoing. It always moves. It always ebbs and flows. And we cannot be afraid of change. My son was afraid yesterday. He didn't know how to take the fact that he was able to take his hard earned money for the entire month. And it wasn't all his money, but it was some of it, and he was able to purchase what he wanted without thinking about how much it cost. Because, first of all, I was going to buy it anyway, right? But he wanted to do it on his own. And he did. And it flipped him out. Do not allow the new construct to frighten you. You asked for it. Let me give you an example. Another example. Another example would be the Oculus Quest 2 to get into the metaverse. So I bought one, right? Because I really fell in love with it. Even after y'all see me on the video the first time I used it, and I was in the boxing ring and I was hollering and screaming because it was so real. Like, you create a grid and you create a guardian for yourself. Yes, that is such a thing in the metaverse. And you're able to teleport to other rooms and talk to people. And these are real people, and you can hear them in your headsets, and you have your own body and your own avatar. And it's really a representation of this world. It really is. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really, really do, Delight. I do. Because I honestly think that somebody needs to hear this. So when you get into the Oculus, you get hands, and I can look down and you can create however you want your body to look, whatever. And I was able to teleport to different theaters. I was able to see a concert by Young Thug. I don't even know who that is, but I went, right. Then I went over and I saw MMA. I went swimming. I had my feet in the water. I went to all of these different places, and every time I went somewhere, it was so real, y'all. It was so real. But when I got tired of that experience, guess what I was able to do? I was able to choose another. And then I was able to go. But here's what happens every time you change to another experience within the metaverse. It'll go dark, and then you'll hear right? And so you end up being transported to another room, another place, another whatever, maybe the apartment that you created for yourself, right? But every time you do, you might feel a little dizzy. That's because you're getting used to the new construct, folks. You feel me? You're getting used to the new construct. And it's the exact same thing with real life. You're getting used to the new construct. So you might get a little nauseous. You might even feel like, is this really where I'm supposed to be? Like, how is it that I'm sitting on top of this roller coaster, but yet and still I know where I was 5 minutes ago? That's how fast change happens. And you must be ready. It happens ever so slightly. And then it shows up in its entirety. Are you ready for that? That is why I had to have that conversation with you all tonight, and also with my son, because we are no longer on the other side. We're over here now. We're in the new construct. We're in the construct that you designed, son. I'm just one of the players. Just like you're one of the players in my new construct, which means that we are asking for new things all the time. You are asking for new things all of the time. Be careful what you ask. Make sure that you are ready for what you are asking and what you are seeking. Be ready for the work, be ready for the sweat, be ready for the change, be ready for the complete upheaval of what you are used to at this very moment. Because what happens is our CPU gets familiar with the old program. And when we try to override it, it'll make us sick. It'll make us angry. We might fight. We might get belligerent. Do you see what I mean? And I understood. Always be aware that life changes all of the time. I like to say change is the only constant. That is because once you have mastered one thing, your soul knows that it's time to move on to the next experience. But if you don't get it right, guess what happens? You get the opportunity of repeating it again, except with different players. Are you ready to go to another construct that looks just like the one that you're in right now? Or do you want a new construct? It's your choice. And that's what I had to explain to my son. I was going to cook today, y'all, but I felt like I really needed to come on here and to say a little bit more about what happened last night with us. Again, it is not about the money with Facebook Reels. That is just a residual of what we had been asking for. I didn't know it was going to come in the form of this opportunity, but we're going to take it for what it is, and we're going to look for the opportunity within that, right? This is just the tip of the iceberg, right? So the same thing will hold for anybody. So, well, I want to be a part of the program. Yeah, I can show you how. A couple of people that I show how to do it got it. Congratulations. But it's still not about that. Because now that we have the opportunity to have the page the way that it is, what do we do with it? Because guess what? This ain't my platform. Hello. I am fully aware of that. I say it all the time. I say it to any one of you all who are even in the program listening to me right now. This is not your platform. Where are you sending people when it is all said and done? So, with that, my time is up. It is officially 9:03. I try to do 30 minutes. Y'all know I can come on here and just stay for hours, right? So, tomorrow I am challenging myself to really get in the game. It's been really, really hard because since surgery, I've struggled to sleep well, but we're going to get up and we're going to make it do what it do tomorrow morning. So, y'all know what tomorrow is. Tomorrow is Tips, Topics, and Talk. It's every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And we have some new shows. Nakima E will be joining us for her very first show. It's a trial show, it's a beta. It happens on Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's called Tea Time. I want you guys to make sure that you download the KCCR app, or you can go to kccrthebrownstone.com. I'm going to go ahead and put that banner up there so you guys can see it. You can definitely go and check us out there. And then guess what's coming back, y'all? Cullen's Corner. The very first show will air on May 5th. We will be live. And then we're going to take that show and it will end up on KCCR Radio, the Brownstone, for the weekend and for replays. Okay. So we're excited about that. We have other shows that are going to start kicking off in the month of May as well. I'm holding a lot of that to my chest because some of the agreements are not in place yet. So I'm excited about it as well. And these are the things that I'm talking about when you are asking for the new construct. Y'all, here's my truth. Are you ready? You get tired of yourself, and eventually you have to make a decision on whether or not you're going to make it work and you're going to do the work, or are you going to go somewhere and sit down? I'm not ready to sit down yet. I want to see what's going to happen. I want to see what the end is going to be. So I'm willing to fight. I'm willing to see what it's all about. Now, that means that we're going to be doing something with our spices. Y'all know that we have brownstone blends, right? And we're currently selling on mybrownstoneliving.com. Of course, there is a 20% discount on the starter kit, which is the box of 4 spices or the blends, along with you get your towels, your little brownstone living kitchen towel set, and then you also get 4 recipe cards from me. That's cute. But guess what? I have decided that we are going to do something I've never done before. I'm going to be doing some shows during the summer. What I mean by that is there are a lot of small shows here in town that Imani does for Your Butter Bar, and I will be attending as brownstone blends. Okay, so we'll be doing that in addition to selling them at the store. So that's one of the things that we're working on right now. Am I tired? Not yet. Am I scared? Yes, because I know what happens when you build something of this magnitude. It's a lot of work, and you got to take the lead, and you got to keep on walking it out. Or, like Dory says in one of her songs that I absolutely love, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. And y'all know my favorite phrase, don't stop dancing. So I won't stop dancing until I see the end result. We have a lot of stuff that's coming up with KCCR. I'm super excited about it. But I really needed to come on here and tell you guys what happened with my son, because it was also a representation of where I had been at one time in my life. And had I not known what it was I was experiencing, I would remain on the other side, not on this side. And guess what? There's another side of this. And I plan on getting over there as well. What about you? What is your other side? What do you plan on doing this week? So you guys know tomorrow, the day shift, and you also know again, tips, topics, and talk. We're going to be doing our planner together. And Monday is always what? Money Mondays. Next week, you'll get the opportunity to go ahead and get the May edition of Brownstone Living newsletter. That will feature Jeanette Barnett, who is our financial expert. And of course, she's going to be joining us again live in the kitchen. So we're excited about that. We'll also be having some features. We'll be talking with Cullen and also DeCarlo Collins of the Brownstone, and finding out how their shows are going to go. So we're excited about that. We want you to join us. Remember this, y'all, before I do my three things that I always do at the end of every show when I broadcast. Remember this: you choose your construct, just like you were in the Oculus Quest. Choose your construct, choose where you want to go. Be patient and trust and know that it's on the way. And when it shows up, don't be scared. Don't get depressed. Don't get broke down. Walk in your greatness. End of story. Walk in it. Walk in it. It's scary. It's very scary for me, but I'm willing to do what I need to do because I want to see what the end is going to be, honestly. All right, y'all. Y'all know what I like to say. Three things that I always like for you all to do. Love your life. It's the only one that you have. Make the most of it. Live your life to the fullest and enjoy every single experience and breathe through every single moment. Love, live, breathe this life until you have no more breath left. It's all you. All right, guys, I will see you in the morning for the day shift and also in the evening for tips, topics, and talk. And we'll find something to cook. How about that? All right, you guys, enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. I will see you later. Bye.